What's the use of school? If you know, tell me, because I've been studying for many years, but I have lost much of it.
My passion was actually to proceed with my education, because I knew with education at least I can stand out in the market, in the corporate world, and also to get a job and to change my life, to change the life of my other siblings, and also to change the society even at large.
I worked hard and studied hard to earn many bachelor's degrees and achieved my degrees with excellent grades in school, but I haven't seen much of its use. I'm going to tell you a strange but true story. In Kenya, there's a young man who has studied and learned. He has achieved a lot of degrees, countless certificates, and even has a master's degree. But today, he is an egg vendor on the streets of Nairobi.
My name is Dennis Obiri Ogola. I'm the firstborn. We were born 6.
My name is Dennis Obili Ogola. I was born into a family of 6 children, 3 boys and 3 girls, and I'm the eldest of them. This is Denis Obili Ogola, a 39-year-old man who has applied for more than 5,000 jobs, a young man with high education who hoped to help his family, and now he has to go around the city of Nairobi selling eggs. He lays wherever he has to when he is tired. Dennis has studied and graduated with some of the country's most influential leaders, including Kenya Vice President Dr. William Ruto, Philomena Mwilu, now the Supreme Court Vice President, and Eugene Lodovic, former Minister of Justice.
During this time, I graduated with quite a number of people. One of them was the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, Dr. Ruto William Chipchip Samui, and the second person was Philomena Mwilu, who is actually the one following the Chief Justice at the Supreme Court, and also the current CS of Devolution, Eugene Wamalwa, who actually were graduating with their master's degree during that particular point in time.
Why couldn't a guy like him get a job? Does he have another problem? Today we're in Nairobi. We return to the Dennis Ogola's house, a young man who never got his dream job. This young man wakes up very early to prepare for his day, so that he can reach his customers on time. And as for us, in order not to delay him, we had to turn up even earlier. This young man loves God, prayers first and foremost. The area where he lives is very small. Most of the residents are in a very small house, the same as Dennis. He lives in a one-room house. However, he is very clean. His belongings are in order. This room is where he sleeps, where he keeps his books and papers, where he keeps what he uses for his work, and a place of cooking. The young man was born in a rural area when he came of age, and his parents were poor shortly after. His father died, and as he grew up, he felt that he would strive to study and save his poor family.
When I tried looking for jobs, I'd really sent so many applications, quite a number of them, and I was not being successful, despite being qualified and competent enough.
Dennis says he was the only one in his family who had the opportunity to go to school, claiming that another sibling who tried only finished high school. At the same time, everyone else failed to study due to family poverty. He says he looked at the poverty he was born with as the eldest child at home and got angry. So he studied diligently to see if he could at least help his family out of poverty. And indeed, God helped him with an excellent performance in school. He went to college and achieved so many degrees. Although he was born in poverty, he said that his life got even worse after his father passed away. But he was taken to an orphanage where he started school.
Just a neighbor who introduced me to an orphanage, a children's home.
It's one of our neighbors that took me to an orphanage, and it was there that I started primary school and finished primary school in 2003. While at the center, I continued my secondary education, which I also completed in 2007. I was assigned to that center, and because I had become an adult, I was asked to take care of other newborns. So I began to feel confident. I did it well in about 2 years, so the center owner took me to continue my studies at the university. I studied economics and business and graduated in 2010. but we did the closing ceremony in 2013. This young man is intelligent and gentle according to how he does his daily work and carefully monitors the words when you talk to him. It immediately shows that he is skilled and speaks English fluently. This guy, who seems to have lost everything, even has a legit country driver's license. After graduating from college, Dennis got a job, but he desired to continue his studies at the university and get to the point where he could get a decent job. He also felt that he had something to change in society and raised his family.
Graduated in 2013. So after that,
I immediately got a job, but I wrote to one of the universities in Nairobi asking to continue my studies because I felt that reaching far studying would help me find a better job and help me take care of my siblings, change my life, and bring about change in the society in which I live. I started looking for a sponsor, so to the scholarship money, fortunately, I found him, and he accepted to pay my tuition fee, which I felt I was being fortunate. I kept wondering how I could learn these lessons as soon as possible and finish them. At the same time, I continued to write to other universities in the country and abroad to see if they would take me there and study more quickly than I did here. I was fortunate enough to have the church where I lived, which supported me, and because I was very skilled, the university's chancellor agreed to pay for all of my classes. In 2018, Dennis finished his second university stage and started looking for a job, running wherever he could, moving up and down and applying for a job until a whole year passed without an appointment. After applying for more scholarships, he once again had an opportunity to study master's degree. In 2019, he also reviewed it and completed it. So later, he tried to apply for jobs but couldn't get any. Dennis also says he doesn't fully understand what happened to him, saying that he now has a lot of diplomas but has failed to get a job everywhere.
maybe
Don't hear to all those schools I went to and think that I'm blessed, because I don't even have a job. Unemployment hit me until I wondered what bad had I done to God to punish me like this. Some of my friends don't get it, making me feel frustrated. Those who graduated from the same college have now found decent jobs and are in a good position in the state, among whom some have not even graduated. Yet I continued to study difficultly and graduated, but getting a job was difficult. If it's not yet the right time, as they say, I don't know. When Dennis wakes up, he goes to the egg vendors near him to purchase some eggs, goes back to his house and boils them. In this country, an egg is accompanied by a spice made from tomatoes. When he has processed all this, he takes his bucket and goes all the way to the streets, walking around Nairobi selling eggs to various people who are primarily involved in smallest businesses. He does this job without making a face. He is not bothered by the sun or rain. But just like everyone else, he gets tired and finds a place to lie down and rest a bit on the streets so that he can regain strength to continue to find other customers. He looks like an illiterate person who had never been to school, yet he is graduated. This young man, who went to school with some of the country's most powerful leaders, said he had even won key jobs but ended up being cheated. When he started selling eggs, he says it was so embarrassing for him and that he even met many of his classmates and hid from them. He says that for now he doesn't hide anymore because selling eggs has become his only livelihood, since he has no hope for a decent job that matches his studies. We asked him if he manages to make enough money in this egg business for his livelihood, and this is what he said.
Profit margin that actually you get, when you have the lower capital, the profit margin actually is not that big, so it's small, but at least it will be able to sustain me.
We all know that there is not a lot of profit in eggs, but it all depends on the investment one has made. When the investment is small, the gain is also tiny. Anyway, I love my business because it's my only livelihood. Maybe when the time is right, I will expand my business. Despite everything, this young man is very courageous. Some discourage him and others use him as an example of how much schooling is useless. But Dennis stands up to remind them that learning is about increasing one's knowledge. Maybe one day at a time, he will be very productive and become self-employed or get a job. We asked him if he had a girlfriend.
Do you have a girlfriend?
And he replied,
No.
Why?
I don't have a girlfriend right now, and it's not because I'm ugly. But when I think about how everything requires a certain amount of ability, especially money, I let it go. Although I once tried asking a girl on a date, she asked if she had a car or much money. And I said I don't, and she was like, "So what are you going to do in my life?" The little thing disturbed my mind, so I decided to let go of love. I know that if I get enough ability, everything will fall into its place. So we asked Mr. Dennis if his diplomas were not fake, and he replied that they were all original, as he explained how he got each one of them.
This is my recommendation letter from the University of Nairobi that showing that I'm pursuing Master of Business.
This is a letter from the university confirming that I have completed my master's degree in economics and finance. This is also a certificate from the University of Nairobi. This is a certificate that shows my attendance and transcripts. These are also the report cards I have been given by at the university. This is also a certificate I received in 2011. This is a driver's license issued by the Minister of Transport. And these are high school diplomas.
Ministry of Transport back in 2012.
Mr. Dennis says that if he gets an investment, he will continue his egg business because it's his favorite. However, he does not deny that if he gets a job, he won't do it, but selling eggs would be a side job as long as he would manage to get enough investment. Mr. Dennis says that one of the most painful things in his life is that he has been unable to lift his family out of poverty, especially his mother. The mother has high blood pressure and is unable to seek medical treatment. His mother's blood pressure is caused by her grief for her son, who achieved many bachelor's degrees, but all are in vain. When we asked him what he wanted so far, he told us that his priority was his business, saying that,
If I was to be successful today, what actually that I could do is actually to start a business.
So now, if I were fortunate to get an investment, I would expand my business and take care of my mother and my family. Funding to help Mr. Dennis get an investment is the Giving Life link in the description of this story and at the top of the comment. Thanks for watching. This is Afrimax English. Please remember to subscribe for more videos.